How are all of you? So this is Shruti Kaura. Yes, everybody, Kartik, Shali, Daljit, Vicky, Baldev, Himraj, Adayan, Yuvraj, all of you, very, very good evening. So today we are going to discuss the most difficult concept, that is the present continuous tense. So if I really talk about this tense, then tenses is the one thing that people are most afraid of. Tenses is something, I don't know, where everybody thinks they won't be able to master. But like I took the session earlier for the simple present tense, I'll be taking the same session in the same easy way to make you a master of this tense as well. So let me tell you, if you learn tenses through certain tricks, it becomes very easy for all of you to actually get hold of these different tenses. So I'll make sure that I teach tenses in the most easy manner, simple to use, and of course yet effective manner. Okay, now let's proceed further. Now get the band you need. Is it just a line? Everybody knows it's not just a line, it's an emotion when we all believe in this emotion. Get the band you need. Moving further, this is a glimpse of my award. You all can have a look. Now my code is my name, that is Shruti. So use my code Shruti for a 10% discount. Now most of you must be thinking how to use this code. So let me tell you how you're going to use this code is that you have to go to unacademy.com. Second step, choose IELTS as your goal, right? Third step, click on the number of months you wish to subscribe for. Let's say here I have chosen 3 months. So if you click on 3 months, it will automatically get highlighted. When it gets highlighted, what you could see here? You could see here the total amount. Step number 4. As soon as you type my name here, Shruti, in the referral code, and you click on apply, you'll automatically get 10% discount. Right? This is how you could be a plus subscriber at Unacademy. So without delay, without thinking much, you can join, because this month I'm going to take a lot of courses of grammar, vocabulary, speaking, writing, of course listening too. So make sure that you learn, you get the benefit of all these courses, and all these courses start from the basic level and they make you a master at the advanced level, because the courses are designed from basics to advanced, right? Now, if I proceed further, this is something which I want all of you to actually, take care. COVID-19. Maintain social distancing. Stay safe. Keep washing your hands. Clean either with water or soap, or, use alcohol-based sanitizers. And anyway, all of you know that it's increasing. With each and every passing day, it's increasing. So just make sure that you are taking all the necessary measures and precautions to keep the COVID-19 away from you, right? At the end of it, don't panic. Keep learning, stay safe. Now, if I talk about present continuous tense, is there any other name of the present continuous tense? What do you think? What is the other name of the present continuous tense? So the other name of the present continuous tense is the present progressive tense. So present progressive tense is also called as the present continuous tense. Now, what is this present continuous tense? So this present continuous tense actually shows an action that is happening at the moment. At the time I am speaking, what is happening at the present moment, that is how you use present continuous tense. Very simple. What you are doing at the moment, what you are doing at the present, that comes under present continuous tense. This is what you all have to keep in your mind, right? Next, in the near future. What do I mean by in the near future? That present continuous not just has got one use. In the sense, one usage of present continuous tense says that Whatever is happening right now at the moment, that comes under present continuous tense. But whatever is going to happen in the near future, that also comes under present continuous tense, in the sense an action that may happen later on or it will. That means there could be a surety, certainty, or there could be a little uncertainty, but that action is decided, that is going to happen. When? That has not been decided. So even for the future cases, you have to take care of these things. Now, if I proceed further, the next question that must be there in your mind is that how we are going to create sentences in present continuous tense, right? How actually we create sentences, what is the form of sentences, what is the structure through which we can create present continuous tenses. So I'll tell you here, what you have to do is that present continuous tense is actually equivalent to the present form of the to be verb. What is the to be verb? I explained to you yesterday as well that to be verb in simple present is, am, are. So with is, am, are, you use the present participle or the verb plus ing form. That is what you say present continuous. So present continuous is formed using is, am, are plus present participle. And what is present participle? The ing form of the verb is called as the present participle. So this basic thing you have to keep in your mind. Now, questions are indicated. How do we indicate the questions? Is there any specific way through which you talk about questions in present continuous tense? What is that way? So they are indicated by inverting the subject. And is, am, are. If you invert the subject, right? So there you could use is, am, are. And how do you talk about negatives? That is sentences that have, they convey negative meaning. They are made with not. So let's have a look at the example. So before I, dig deep into the examples, let me just repeat once again. You use the to be form of the verb plus the present participle. That is a verb plus ing form. What is the to be verb? What is to be verb in simple present? It is, am, are. That means in present continuous, you use is, am, are plus verb plus ing. And how do you create the interrogative sentences? Obviously, you use is, am, are at the beginning of the sentence, and then of course, you invert the subject. How do you create negative sentences? Obviously, with not. Okay, now, let's have a look at the positive sentence. They are playing basketball, volleyball, football, whatever. But the fact is that you created a positive sentence. That means at the moment, at the present, what they are doing. Right? Everybody getting my point? All of you, class, you all are getting my point. What am I trying to say? Krishna, Daljit, Hardik, Ashish. Everybody, positive sentence means they are playing basketball. But if you convert that sentence into negative sentence, that means they are not playing basketball. That is the point, no? This is the negative version of it. That at the moment, no, they are not doing that particular action. And how do you ask questions if you have to ask questions in the present continuous tense? You say, are they playing basketball? Is that so? Are they playing it? So why am I using are here? Because the fact is that with I, you, we, they, leave apart I because I takes am, am, right? So we, they, and you takes the verb are, whereas he, she, it takes the verb is. So he, she, it plus is plus verb plus ing. And what about I plus am plus verb plus ing. And what about you, we, they? So with you, we, they, we use the are verb. Are plus verb plus ing. You are going. You are not going. Are you going? Right? Easy, simple. So with we also you can create sentences like this. We are going. We are not going. Are we going? I am going. I am not going. Am I going? Simple, easy. Right? I hope that I have made this clear to all of you. Now, what are the most common uses of present continuous tense? What do you think? What are the most common uses? The most common uses of present continuous tense are for all the actions that are happening right now. Maybe at the moment of speaking, right? Anything. For fixed future plans. Whatever your future plans are there, and those future plans are fixed. Again, the preference goes to simple present tense as well, but even the preference goes to present continuous tense as well in case of fixed future plans. Now, for temporary situations or habits, for all the temporary situations, for all the temporary habits, for all the temporary or new patterns, for regular annoying habits. If you have got some, annoying habit and you're doing it regularly, that actually also comes under present continuous. So present continuous का एक usage क्या है class? One usage is whatever is happening at the moment. Second usage is for all the future plans that are fixed. Third, for the temporary situation. Maybe you are in some temporary situation, or you have some temporary habit. Next, for maybe some patterns, maybe temporary or some new patterns. For some habits that are actually very irritating, they are very annoying habits. Now let's have a look at each of the usage of present continuous tense with an example. So if you look here, what is the usage of each of these particular pointers in present continuous tense? Let me just show you. If something is happening right now, you can clearly say that it's raining outside, or he is playing basketball right now. Anything, whatever is happening at the moment. For example, at the moment, I am teaching to you. Right? I am teaching to you. And you are learning. That is what is happening right now. Similarly, for the fixed future plan, let's say your sister, your brother, your cousin, or anyone is traveling to Miami tomorrow, and that is fixed. For tomorrow, the plan is fixed. Someone is going to Miami, someone is going to LA, or someone is going to, California. That is fixed. So for the fixed future plans, you use present continuous. Third, for the temporary situations, like you are staying with your cousin for a week, you are staying in a rented accommodation for a week. For all the temporary situations, you use present continuous tense. You always say like, I'm staying with my cousin for a week. For all the temporary or new patterns, like these days, people are writing emails a lot less than they used to do a few years ago. Why? Because obviously with the advent of WhatsApp, other channels, so you prefer those channels more. So this is kind of a new pattern that has emerged. No? So this is what you said, that these days might be people have started using WhatsApp or other such, networking mediums or channels to communicate their thoughts or ideas. That is an upcoming pattern or emerging pattern, even not an upcoming. That's a new pattern. So for the temporary situation, for the temporary or new patterns, you use present continuous tense, right? So not only the usage of present continuous shows that whatever is happening right now, at the moment. That is not the only thing that is important. Whatever is happening right now, point number 1. Point number 2, for the fixed future plans. Point number 3, for the temporary situations. Point number 4, for some new patterns, emerging patterns. Then, for some regular habit, annoying habit, maybe most of the time you lock your keys inside the car. That is a very annoying habit and you are doing it on a regular basis. That will also come under present continuous tense. Maybe you're coming to all the lectures late. He's always coming to lectures late. So, for the annoying habits as well, you use the present continuous tense, right? So, these are actually the usage of present continuous tense. And this is what you have to keep in your mind. Simple thing, right? Whatever is happening right now, for the fixed future plans, for temporary situations, for new patterns, and for the annoying habits. Simple. Now, why, if you use simple present tense, so why simple present tense is preferable, or why present continuous tense is preferable? Actually, simple present tense is used for repeated actions. Just, as I told you earlier, as I mentioned earlier in the simple present tense session, that it is used to express actions that happen regularly. So similarly, it is used for repeated actions. The same thing I am telling you right now as well, that simple present is used for repeated actions or actions that happen regularly. But if you want to express an annoyance, your irritation for that repeated action, you're not expressing repeated action, you're expressing your annoyance, your irritation for that repeated action, then you use present continuous, right? So I'll explain in Hindi. What did I just say? Repeated actions के लिए आप use करते हैं simple present tense. But उस repeated action में जब आपको irritation show करना है, so in that case you use present continuous tense, right? Next. Now, here it's not like that you are not expressing repeated action, but you express that repeated action with negative emotion, right? You are expressing your repeated action, but you are expressing that repeated action with a negative emotion. So simple present tense, in the simple present tense, it's not necessary that you express negative emotion for a repeated action or a regular action. But in present continuous tense, it's very important that you convey your negative emotion towards that repeated action. So there are some signal verbs. Always. Oh, you always do that. Constantly. So how do you put these words? You put these words between the to be verb, that is between is MR and verb plus ing. He is always nagging. He is constantly missing all the sessions. Right? Everybody getting it? So that is how you usually express your annoyance or negative emotion in present continuous tense, and you always put the word always and constantly between the to be verb and the verb plus ing. Simple. Next. Now, of course, the next question that must be there in your mind is that, are there any signal words in the present continuous tense? How will I come to know that this is a present continuous tense, or I do need to use the present continuous or the present progressive tense here? Let me tell you that. At the moment, if you say at the moment, if you say just now, if you say right now, these all are the words, right, that you use for the present continuous tense. What is the difference between simple present tense and present continuous tense? So just now I shared one of the difference with you, that simple present tense is used to express repeated actions or actions that happen on a regular basis. And present continuous tense also shows repeated actions but with a negative emotion. That is, actions that actually irritate you, annoy you. So simple present tense is always used for situation that is always true. Always they'll be true. They'll be kind of routine or permanent situation. Right? So I'll repeat once again. Everybody please listen to me. Present simple tense, the simple present tense or the present simple tense or the present indefinite tense actually expresses actions or events that are always true. हमेशा वो सही होंगे, सच होंगे. Second, whatever routines you have and the permanent situation. We never talk about temporary situations in simple present tense. Temporary situations come under present continuous tense. And simple present tense always shows permanent situations. Right? So that is the basic difference between present continuous and simple present. That present continuous shows temporary situations or changing situations. Whereas simple present tense shows what? Permanent situations. Actions that happen regularly, actions that are actually repeated, and they never show negative emotion or you never express your irritation. Then your routines, whatever routines you have, facts, schedules, even for the fixed future arrangements, you can either show it through simple present tense or through present continuous as well. So they were, these were some of the usage of simple present tense and the present continuous tense too. Now, don't use present continuous for all the events taking place in the present. Whatever events that are taking place in the present, for all those events, don't simply use present continuous tense. Right? Even do not use it to describe events that happen normally. If the events happen normally and if they are happening for a long time, don't use present continuous tense to express longer actions or actions that happen normally. No, don't use it. Even for the events that are taking place in the present, don't use it. For example, if you say like this, he plays cricket every evening. So this is a repeated action. It is not conveying negative emotion. Point number 2, it's a regular action. It happens normally. It happens regularly because it's written every evening. So the preference will go to simple present tense. We cannot use present continuous. We cannot say that he is playing cricket every evening. You cannot say that, no? He is playing cricket every evening. Why you cannot say that? Because it's a regular repeated action. It's an action that happens regularly or normally. Right? Everybody getting the point? So you cannot say that he is playing cricket every evening. So under what scenario I can say that he is playing cricket? If it's like that, he is doing it at the moment. He is not doing it regularly. Or it's just a new habit. He has just started. Maybe a new habit. So under what scenario, class, I can say that he is playing cricket? If it's a new habit, point number 1, or I am expressing my irritation or annoyance towards that repeated action, or if it's a temporary kind of a situation or a new pattern. But here I can clearly see it's a repeated action. It's a regular action. It's happening regularly. That is what is simple present tense, and that is why I'm using simple present tense here, not the present continuous. Okay, I hope the difference is clear. Another instance where the present continuous tense is not used is with non-continuous verbs. So usually verbs like know, verbs of abstract verbs, verbs of emotion, verbs of perception, they never take the ing form, like love, lust, wish, want, desire, hate, like your percept or perception. So the know, understand, these words are actually non-continuous verbs, and you never use any of the continuous tense with the non-continuous verb, because even the name says so na. The name says non-continuous. That means these verbs are never used in the continuous forms. You cannot say I am loving it. That's a McDonald's tagline, but actually you cannot say that. That's grammatically incorrect. So there are small group of verbs that describe things that you cannot normally see someone do. So basically the things which we cannot see, like love, fear, want, cost, other. These are some of the things I cannot see, right? That someone is doing, I really cannot see that. So they also come under non-continuous verbs. So with these verbs, never use present continuous tense. So what do we use instead of this? We use the simple present tense. We don't use the present continuous tense with the non-continuous verbs. Rather, we use the simple present tense. The ring costs INR 75k. So you can't say that this ring is costing INR 75k. Why? Because cost is a non-continuous verb. And with the non-continuous verb, you don't use the continuous forms. So you have to use the simple present. That is, this ring cost INR 75k. Or this ring is costing INR 75k. Now, where do you use the present continuous? As I just shared with you that the signal words are at the moment, this week, at present, now. So with these words and phrases, you should use present continuous tense. That is for sure. For example, I am planning a birthday party this week. So if I am saying I am planning a birthday party, so you can say that I am planning a birthday party. Why? Because here this week word is there, and these are the signal words. This week, they are working at the moment. So what is the signal word? At the moment. So that is why you are using the present continuous tense. And anyway, if you forget about this present continuous tense, what you have to keep in your mind is that I am planning. So look here, at the moment is something they are working. But for a fixed future plan, it's a fixed future plan that you are planning a birthday party. It's fixed. So that is why you said I am planning. Then you should use simple present tense with these words: always, never, from time to time. So it's not like that we cannot use present continuous, but the first preference, right, goes to simple present tense. Why? Because simple present tense indicates regular action or repeated actions. So that is the reason you are using simple present tense with always, never, ever. Like she never sleeps late night. Like this is what she is doing it regularly. It has become her habit, right? It's not just a temporary habit, permanent situation, permanent habit. So that is why you use simple present tense. They always eat hot chocolate fudge or hot chocolate brownies after dinner. So that is again something which we can call it as a habit, and it's not an annoying habit. Neither it's a temporary habit. It seems to be a habit, permanent habit, so you give preference to simple present tense. And the indicator words here have become never and always. Right? So as I said earlier, it's not like that you cannot use present continuous. It's like that you use never or always with the repeated actions. So the preference goes to simple present tense. Next. What about passive voice? Actually, the passive voice of present continuous tense is made. When do you use the passive voice? When the subject is unknown. When I don't know about the subject of the sentence, I use the passive voice. For example, flowers are being watered. So who is watering the plants? Sorry, I don't know. But flowers are being watered. Flowers are not being watered, or are the flowers being watered? So you can clearly see that the subject is not known. The subject is missing. That is why you said that it's a positive, negative, or a question sentence, right? So if you really find this lesson useful, feel free to like, share, and comment. So I'll do a quick revision. Present continuous tense is a tense that you use to talk about actions or events that are happening right now. Point number 1. Point number 2, for the fixed future plans. Point number 3, for all the temporary situations, temporary habits, a new pattern. You never use present continuous for the permanent situations, for the regular actions, for the actions that are repeated regularly. And if you come across the words like always or never, with always and never, the first preference goes to simple present tense. And under what scenario you cannot use continuous tense like the present continuous? With the non-continuous verbs. You cannot use the continuous tense. Absolutely correct. And lastly, when do you use the passive voice in present continuous? When I don't know the subject. When the subject is unknown or when the subject is not important, then I use the passive voice. Right? So don't worry. Simple present tense also I have cleared to you. And today I have cleared the present continuous. So we'll make sure that we learn all the tenses in the most easy, simple, and yet effective manner. Right? That's all for today. If you have any questions and answers, feel free to ask. You can join my live sessions, right? So if you are struggling with any part of grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading, writing, listening, speaking, join my live sessions at Unacademy. Use my code Shruti to get the 10% discount. One chance to all of you. Just remember, success follows if you do the right thing in the right way at the right time. That's for sure going to help you, right? Yes, everybody, thank you so much to all of you as well, right? Keep learning. Use my code Shruti. How to use it? Definitely, as I always share, go to unacademy.com, choose IELTS as your goal, select the number of months, type my name Shruti here in the referral code, click on apply. And lastly, Unacademy is a platform where you get in touch with the world's best educator. So utilize this opportunity in this lockdown. Learn. Don't panic, because that is the thing you can control. Keep learning. Stay safe. Maintain social distancing. Right? So that's all for today. I'll take your leave. All the best to all of you. God bless you.